G'day folks. Well, I figured I'd give you a little update for the week. It's been a while, and I've been at Brad's place for a while working on the Ford, which you'll see a lot of videos of shortly. That was a bit of fun we had down there, and recode the pretty much as we could on the outside of the engine, short of doing the head and injectors and stuff. I put new stuff like alternator, harmonic balancer, belts, pumps, that sort of stuff on it. Runs and drives like a dream now, so that's a good start on it. Yeah, you'll see a lot of videos of that as I slowly piece them together. What else have we got going on? YouTube seems to have just glitched recently. Like, just as I've gotten home, I noticed it. Like, I wasn't doing it this morning, and you just move your cursor around the screen and it just jumps a little bit and pixelates. Only on Flash Player though. It might be a Flash Player update issue, so I'm going to look into that. But the thing is, all my computers on this network do it, so it's not just this one which I first started up. They're all doing it. So I doubt it's just an individual computer issue. Even one which I hadn't had on the network for ages is doing it. Like, I just unplugged everything, plugged this computer in after rebooting the router. Same deal. So it must be internal. I also noticed they bulked up the recent activity boxes, which kind of means you get fewer per page. It takes a while to get through them all. They do look more fancy, but honestly I think they could have been fixing other things. And now it looks like they have something else to fix. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna put up a gate cam eventually, just to watch the front gate. It's a bit hard bloody trying to hear things. That or just a doorbell. This was actually cheaper than a doorbell. And I've got a monitor up there, so that's all I need. I just need a 12-volt power supply and a nice run of coax cable, and that'll be it. I can at least see if I've got deliveries and stuff at the front gate. I do have USB cams, but they're just for security. They, well, I won't go into any detail on that stuff, but USB cams are really handy because you can access them on any computer on that network, provided you have the rights or the passwords. Whereas coax cams, which are dirt cheap now, that was 40 bucks. They're dirt cheap now, and you can only run a solid cable to them unless you get a transmitter box and the proper hub for it and all that stuff. Like, I wasn't going to spend hundreds on it. I would have preferred something smaller. I didn't realise they were that big, but it's a gate cam. I don't care if people know it's there. Nothing too crash hot. So we'll put that one up and run it in one day when I get some coax and some fittable BNC connectors, because it's not a normal antenna connection. It's push and twist BNC on that. Even though I could probably splice it, I'm not going to do that. I like BNC connectors. Anyway, as you can see, stuff has been moved, and the reason for that is that I'm getting a big rolling tool cabinet. Actually, it's sitting in the back of the car in flat packs, so I'll have a place to put all these loose tools and things, which are all, I get comments on it all the time. Why are there tools everywhere? Well, it's simply because there's nowhere to put them. I just don't have cabinets big enough or organised enough to put them until now. So that's going to be my main focus for the next week or so, is rearranging this place. Put the big old bathroom or kitchen cabinet on wheels back against the wall, and get rid of that old photocopier bench, which is essentially all it was. It was an old copier chassis with a top welded to it, or bolted even. It's a nice 1/4 inch top, but it deserves to be on a better frame, so I'll just rip all this to pieces and turn it into something else. Had all my welding supplies and stuff. There's a box full of lead and other metals and welding rods and other shit, and more welding rods and more welding rods and brazing stuff. I think there's brazing supplies in there too, but I don't know. I'll probably end up emptying and cleaning out a lot of tubs and containers and shit. Drill press can get bolted down again. It's got a 2-inch hardwood top on it, so that's a good start. And all this stuff, I just got to go through it because there's simply nowhere to put all this stuff until I get this cabinet together. But that can stay there for now. I'll get the cabinet together in here and rolling. That way all of this stuff can come apart and go in there. Then I can look at reshuffling this. Because right now that bin rack's a bit hard to get to. It can go there, and yeah, as you can see, there's going to be a bit of a change. And likewise, just get through some of the equipment autopsies and things, and thin out the useless junk. Like pillage all these screws and the cylinders and bits out of the rest of these Yamato way heads. There's tools, there's more equipment autopsies, there's stuff that's been sitting around for too long. So that's what's happening soon. The place is looking a bit better, but yeah, overall it's just hard to work with stuff on every bench, pretty much. you got to move more shit to another bench just to work on that one, much less anywhere else. So that's what's happening. Outside, not much different really. We'll have a play with this again. That's a fun transformer. But for now I can just stay there. Again, I don't have room inside. Little car's got her new wheels on too. Little 14s. Came off a dead Toyota Paseo. Well, it wasn't dead, it had just been rear-ended. All the whole back was smunched up. So that car got the chop. Well, it's still sitting there. It's got a perfectly good engine and manual transmission in it. Twin cam Toyota engine. I think it's like a late 90s model. But I've got no use for that. It's all EFI. You need all the computers and shit to make it run. And simply I don't have the time or the space to muck around with it. So it's going to get crushed. Doesn't matter. Plenty of cars to mess around with. There's actually a Ford ED Falcon there. The next model along from my EB. And I'll probably end up buying that and just pillaging bits off it at the yard and just leave them with the body. It only costs a couple $100 and then I can pull out the good steering rack and various electronics from the engine, the ECU, the vacuum governor for the HVAC system, the dash cluster, all those good spare parts that are worth having if you own an old Ford. Because they do occasionally break stuff. I know it's dirt cheap to get it, but it's nice just to have something on the shelf you can just put in. So, yeah. Car's going great, can't complain about that, especially since it didn't cost me anything. And the Micra's just a slow project, there's no rush for that one. So that's about all for now, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more little updates and uploads. Well, particularly more uploads. I don't want to throw up too many updates or forget about doing the uploads from Brad's place. So I'll focus on them across the next week. And while they're processing and uploading, I'll just be ripping this apart. I won't be worrying about making any extra videos. Maybe a couple as I go along, but that's it. We've got to get into it and get it done. Thanks for watching.